Hello guys, what is good? Welcome back to another episode of That New Music Podcast. I don't know if you can hear my earrings like jingling. It sounds really annoying in my ears. But hello, what is good? Welcome back. I know that I missed last week's upload, but a gal had to go to a festival, okay? And I wasn't that organised and I missed a week, so apologies to everyone who was waiting on that. But I was busy in a field singing my heart out to Sam Fender and crying my eyes out, tears streaming everywhere. It was probably the best experience of my life. But this week we are getting to know Keiran Bowe, who is also from the North East, a place that I wish I could call home. I absolutely adore Newcastle. He's already released his debut EP, Good Intentions, and he's caused quite a stir, already selling out numerous headline gigs and also been played numerous times on the likes of BBC Newcastle Radio. So for the next half an hour, just forget life's worries. Just sit down, watch this podcast and get to know one of Newcastle's future sounds. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
It was nice to see you at This Is Tomorrow Fest as well. Did you just go for the Sunday then?
Just for the Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
What were we doing on Saturday? I was busy the weekend. I don't know what I was doing, but yeah.
Who was your favourite?
I really like Sam at Fontaine's DC, I think.
Do you?
Yeah. I've not seen him before. I've been meeting him for ages, so.
Yeah. They were class, to be fair. I mean, the crowd were a bit rowdy for me, like, because I'm dead short. Yeah. I was like, please don't kill me.
It's no good when you're small. I've had that before. I've grew a little bit, but awful.
No, when Sam was on, because obviously, like, he's my favourite artist, and I've never seen him live. And I was like, I'm going to fucking cry my eyes out when he comes on. When he came on, I was literally like, tears are flowing. Like, this woman turned around to me and she was like, are you all right? I was like, no, I'm not all right. But it was really good though. So let's get into music. So I think we need to address the fact that you have just done, in August, at Little Buildings, you've done your first show, your first Sellout show, which is fucking insane. How did that feel?
It was weird because it's probably the biggest sellout show we've done. We've done like a few sellout shows, but like that was like, I'd say post-COVID, the like first one we've done where it's like being people back again, not sitting down on tables and everyone just able to enjoy themselves and stuff. It was really good. It was sweaty and very intimate, which is what I like. Intimate gigs are good because you get to see everyone's faces, and I don't know. I feel more nervous at intimate gigs. I don't know what it is. But then I kind of like buzz off the nerves. But yeah, it was really good. Just nice to have people normality again, I suppose.
Yeah. Did it feel strange though? Like people have been that close to you?
A little bit because we've had like people clapping on tables and stuff, and like a few people being told off to sit down and stuff. And it's just like to then let it have it where everyone's just loose cannons is mint.
Oh, it's fucking good though. I know what you mean about like buzzing off nerves and stuff though, because it's like the adrenaline in it. Like you need the adrenaline rush.
Definitely. I've always said I'd rather play in front of like more people than less people. So if my mum or anyone asks to play a tune, I'd be like, no, I'd be too nervous. It's weird. I don't get it. And then there's a room full of people and you get nerves, but you buzz off them. Like it's not like bad nerves.
Yeah. I was watching an interview actually with Florence and the Machine, and she was saying that. And she was saying that like I played Glastonbury like pyramid stage and it was easier to handle than the smaller intimate gigs that she's done. And I was like, fucking hell, like that's crazy.
She's right though, she's right. The bigger the better.
Yeah, so when you're there I'll ask you afterwards, yeah?
Oh, right.
So you also did the live streaming, didn't you, in the pandemic? Mm-hmm. How was it going from just kind of like vibing by yourself to having to control that like audience setting again? What was that like?
Weird, because before COVID we had a good run of gigs coming along where we didn't have to practice anymore and we're starting to get a bit more notice. It was like a bit word of mouth where I'd have new people messaging us, interacting, and then obviously COVID happened and then you had to do these like streams, which are strange and I didn't like,
Yeah.
but we had to keep, I don't know what the word is, apparent somehow. And then coming back to a gig when you're orchestrating, well, not really orchestrating the crowd. I feel like the crowd do their own thing, but like when you're talking to the crowd again properly and you have people singing words back to you, it's mint. It's nice. It was weird though, because obviously when you do the live streams, you don't know what people are doing behind the camera.
Yeah.
You could be singing the words back. I could be saying fucking the language. He's terrible. You know, so yeah, it's just nice seeing the crowd again and just seeing people's reactions and then being able to talk and stuff.
Yeah. It's strange that you mention like having to do the gigs over pandemic and like try to stay relevant and stuff. Because I was listening to the radio the other day. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm fucking weirdo for listening to the radio. I love listening to the radio.
Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly, thank you. And I don't know who the presenter was, but she was saying like that bands now, it's so much harder in a way because you have to stay relevant and you have to use social media to keep up, and there's just this like whole other kind of pressure, isn't there? Like to like display yourself all the time. It's fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like you've always got them eyes being like, so where do you sit within what's going on at the minute? And it's like, just here to make music. Obviously, we stand up for a lot of things. And if anything was like, I don't know, very like serious happened in the Northeast, which little things have recently with promoters, etc. Would be behind everyone, like, you know, on the right side of things. But there is all them kind of eyes and ears on you sometimes where it comes like even politics, like, oh, where do you stand? I'm like, I'm just here for the music, to be honest. Like, don't get us involved in that.
Yeah.
I'll write about it. If it angers us, I'll write about it.
Yeah.
And then, but social media, you've got to be a lot more careful, I think, these days.
Yeah. So you've released your debut EP in May, which is brilliant. All the tracks on it, all four, are just fucking insane. But for me, Come On Home really stood out to me. And I don't know if this was intentional from your side, but the title of the track, Come On Home, was like quite a warm sort of feeling, like vibe, and it's like, oh, like this is gonna be like a nice, like cozy little tune, and then you put it on and you're like, oh fuck, like it really is not like that at all, but in like a really good way. So it's kind of like a surprising like twist, which helps you like kind of delve into the music a lot more. Was that intentional?
Yeah, it was intentional. The whole EP is a story of events. It's weird. So like, if it was chaptered, it would be like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. And it's like me going through a particular experience, which I'm kind of still writing about now, really. Like, we've got a few demos out now and it's still focused on it. But with the EP, it was like, and it's quite a, what word would you use? Emotional event, I'd say. But I was old enough to understand what happened, etc. So I wanted to write about it, but like in a way where it's like not just every song's acoustic or every song's slow drums and, you know, everyone have the torches out and stuff like that, or you got people like sobbing every song. So it was like, what can I do or what can we do differently to, the lyrics are going to be a little bit hitting home, but at the same time you're intrigued enough to like have a little bottle along to it. It's a challenge, but that was totally intentional. Yeah,
that was really cool. What is the biggest track on that EP for you then?
I'd probably say Good Intentions. And it's probably the first where I stepped out of comfort zone. Like, in terms of the producing, Lyndon put some keys on it, like a string section. And I feel like it's the step up to where I want to be going. Like, slower builder, but then good, like a big chorus and one that people can bop along to. The other tracks, I like them, but Playing the Fool, we've had that track for, well, when I was solo myself, I had it for 2 years, and then as a band, we've had it like for 3 years. And I've always been like, where can I put it? And it's always like being around that story, so it fit perfectly into it. But because I've had it for that long, I feel like I don't love it as much, if that makes sense. But so Good Intentions is probably the one that we like the most.
Yeah, that's cool. I know what you mean about that. Like, I hear a lot of artists say, when they're producing the music and stuff, and it all comes together, and they've been doing it for so long, they kind of hate the music towards the end.
Yeah.
But it's like it's with anything though, isn't it? Like when you're doing like a certain project and you love it at the start, and you're like, oh, this is fucking sick, and then because you're looking at it for so long with your own pair of eyes, like it's like you start like self critiquing and stuff like that, and it's hard. I feel like you do need, like as a creative, you do need other people around you to give that other opinion and other outlook on it, because there's only so much you can do with one pair of eyes. You know what I mean?
100%. We've been doing this recently, like with songs in the set list, like dropping songs, and some of the bands being like, "What? We're dropping that?" And it's like, yeah, it's had its day and stuff, and it might come back. But then you tell your mates that, or you tell people coming to your gig that, and they're like, "What, are you playing so and so?" And it's like, "Oh no." I'm like, "What? Really?" It's like, but it happens, I suppose. Like as a as the creator, you kind of fall out of love with it, and then you want to put the new stuff in, and then sometimes people don't like it, but it's how you move
Yeah.
forward, I suppose.
That's so you did a live session with, is it Never Sleep?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And you performed Fucked Up World. That song, right? And literally you were just saying then that you're not releasing it. And I was like, what the fuck? It's such a good song. Like you should definitely release it. It's so good.
Everyone says this. Honestly, this is like every gig we've done since COVID, even the ones that was just table people sitting down gigs. Everyone said, "Oh, when you're releasing it," and it's like, well, we weren't gonna, but now the more people that are like, it's like, where do we fit it in? Because I can't like, we're not doing another EP for God knows how long. We're not doing an album yet, but it's like, where can we fit it in? It's me in the sense because I like listening to punk music as well, and it's me like getting my anger out in terms of what's going on in the world. I always give like a little speech before I play it, and then everyone's like, "Oh, why don't you release it?" But we just never planned on doing so. So yeah, it's funny you say that because that's what everyone says.
Yeah, you could just do it as like a one-off single if you get the chance. Um, I like how you like talking about like the protests about outside Monument as well, like women's rights and people not agreeing. It was just like stupid. And like there's so many moments like that in there, like in the world at the moment where you're just like, what the fuck? Like, get a fucking grip. Like, honestly.
You know what it is? It fits the narrative of what like keeps continue going on, and like I'll just refer back to that song really when I want to get it out in May, sort of in my music, because obviously you've got like that was the one that pisses off the most. Like you had the statue protectors out there defending the statues when women were out there rightfully protesting their rights, and they're against that, and they'd rather protect statues. That's why I was like, eh,
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
what?
I know it is so hard.
And then obviously just I try and stay tuned out as politics as much as I can at the minute because I just know where I see it. And I don't fit anywhere, I don't think, with any party, but obviously never live a Tory and what they're doing at the minute. Yeah, fits the narrative as well. So
it's true, like what you were saying earlier as well about like it being hard to kind of even have a voice nowadays, especially as an artist and especially as someone with a growing platform and someone with a large platform anyway, because there's that many people on the internet at the minute, like that whatever you do really, or whatever you say, or whatever personal opinion you have, someone's just going to be like, no, you're fucking wrong, or you're a dickhead, or this or that. Like it's so hard to like feel safe in saying what you truly believe.
literally, and that's what comes with the song, releasing the song as well, because that's what I thought about the song. Like it's not me normally, like it's different what I write about because I write about myself. But at the same time, I suppose it is because it angers us. But you're right, you can always have them people that will jump on the bandwagon and say, well, why are you writing about that before? Like that's not what you write about. And it's like, well, it is because it's what annoys us. But yeah, you're always gonna have that, and it's becoming ever present within social media at the minute. But
it's a fucked up world, isn't
it? Exactly.
So going back to EP, did you produce this in lockdown?
It was produced by Lyndon Phyllis Kirk in lockdown. I always like to name drop his name because he's a wizard. But But I wouldn't say we broke the rules. We remained socially distant. And we never had the full band in there either. It was either just me and Lyndon, or bassist Lyndon, drummer Lyndon. We did it in lockdown. It's because we had it ready prior. Well, we had the songs written. And Lyndon offered to produce it before lockdown, and we arranged it, planned it all when we were going to get in, and then obviously lockdown happened, and we're like, well, shit, what do we do now? And then, funny enough, Lyndon said he converted his shed into a studio, and I was like, hey, he picked us up with his car, and we're driving to this studio shed, and I'm thinking, what am I expecting here? We walked in his garden, lovely house, lovely garden. We walk into the shed, and he says, just wait there, mate. I'm going to go and get the keys. I'm waiting in the shed, and all I see around is there's tools, and I'm like, well, where? We're producing here. Like, there's no room, there's no equipment. And he's like, no, left. And then he pulled down this, like, I don't know what he pulled down, and then there was a door. I walked in, there's like this big professional studio. I'm like,
what the fuck?
Like, you ever seen Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire before?
Yeah, fucking hell.
The tent, when it's like a small tent you walk inside, it's like, whoa. Like, I love magic. That's what it was like. It was like Harry Potter moment.
Oh my god, I love Harry Potter. I was thinking more like the TARDIS though from Doctor Who.
I'm not a Doctor Who fan.
Oh my god, I was when I was younger, but the Weeping Angels like traumatized me. So, also, you'll know this even if you didn't watch it. You know the kids with the gas masks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh fucking hell, that literally traumatized me as well. So, but yeah. No, that's insane. What the hell? So has he built that then?
Him and his dad, yeah. And you know what it is? Every time we're going out, because we're still working with him, and every time we're going out, it's like had a addition to it. So every time I'm going, like, right, what's changed? Like last time, I think it was 2 weeks ago, they've had like ventilation and aircon put inside. I'm like, you just keep amazing us, because it's literally, it's in a shed, but it's like so professional, it's mental.
Yeah. How was it then, like, producing your EP during that, like, such a strange time in the world? Like, do you feel like it kind of gave you that advantage to, like, just come together and focus? Or do you feel like maybe it was a bit of a distraction having so much at that time?
I think it had its pros and cons, because when it finished, we had it ready, like, let's say, end of last year. And I was just hesitant to put it out because we didn't know what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
And it also, like, it also gave us time to like tweak things and put other things in. And the easiest thing I could have done was like release it during COVID. Be like, here you are, because we were bored and we hadn't done anything for that long. But it gave us the time to wait and release it. But I suppose in hindsight, we could have waited longer until like gigs were like fully on again and stuff, but we'd had it ready for that long, and that many pals and stuff had heard it. We're like, no, we're gonna have to release it, and we released it obviously when groups of 6 were allowed to come watch your gigs and stuff. And
I forgot about
it was cool. I loved it. It was different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has its pros and cons, I suppose.
I feel like when you look back though, like in the future, and that's your debut EP and you produced it in such like a monumental like time, like that's something special, that I think, like in a kind of fucked up kind of way, like it's something different about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never looked at it like that, to be honest.
Yeah. Change your perspective and all that. So your whole EP, the sound is like insane, and I was thinking this morning, I was listening to it, I was thinking it's kind of got, for me, like loads of different inspirations. Like I feel like I can hear Chili Peppers, Kings of Leon, Catfish in there a lot. But like I was thinking like it's the first sort of time when I've heard like indie music come together with like that Chili Peppers sort of sound, and like on paper you would not think that would work, but then you listen to you and you're just like, oh my fucking god, like it's like on point, it's incredible. Like, was that like intentional, or did you just come up with that's just how you are?
I don't know.
I'm just a genius.
I get asked what my influences are all the time, and everyone's always surprised. Like, my favourite band of all time is T-Rex, Mark Bolan, glam rock, which I don't then replicate in the music, but I think that's where the grittiness in the voice comes from, that people say, or grittiness in the voice, whatever they say. I've always liked the Chili Peppers, I'm not gonna lie. I like Flea and his bass and how it stands out. But I suppose that's down to Lyndon really, and the sound he kind of put together for it. I think he knows why I want to work with him full time is because he knows me sound and he knows what I want to go for. But I don't know. I feel like it's a mixed bag of everything that I listen to.
Yeah.
I get inspiration from the smallest of things. But the bands you mentioned, I'd say would definitely be inspirations. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said I don't need really inspiration from my lyrics because I've been through a lot and seen a lot to have enough to write about without being pretentious. It's just the sound that comes with it, really.
Yeah.
I'll never listen to a singer and be like, I need to sound like him.
Yeah.
Well, everyone does say I sound a bit like Miles Kane, but I don't know where that comes from.
I don't think you do sound like Miles Kane. I really think you sound like the Chili, like the Kings of Leon, especially. You really sound like. But I also think that like must be quite insulting though sometimes when someone's like, "Oh, you really sound like this band," and it's like, "Well, actually, no, I've got my own sound, thanks."
Yeah, well, you probably know what connotation I get a lot, and it's like, "Do you want to be the next Sam Fender?"
Oh yeah, I know. Jesus.
I love him. Love his music, and I love how he obviously writes about what he's been through. Except I feel like people under their own name should do that anyway.
Yeah.
But he does it in such a way where you just get emotionally hooked. And obviously he's an inspiration, but I'm me. I don't want to be the next you know who or whatever. I just want to be me and doing my thing.
I think definitely. I think it's really important, like for people, especially younger people, to realize that when you're looking up to these people, like don't try to be them. Like try to be like you're a mixture of everyone anyway. Like you're a mixture of everyone you meet along the way in life. But at the end of the day, you are you, and like that's like what sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. So especially like when you've been creative like you or you're an artist or whatever, like that's gonna be your strength, like just being exactly who you are. And if people don't like you for that, then it's doing yourself a favour because you're just getting rid of all the people you don't need in your life. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly. Totally agree. I've always said, just be yourself. And I live on the motto where as long as everyone else is happy, I'm happy. I'm just always just me. I feel like when I first started out music, I did try to be, I was young and dumb. I was trying to like sing in a certain way, but it's funny how you mentioned Kings of Leon because early Kings of Leon is kind of what I was brought up on. And I did always try and go for like Americanized words when I don't really need to. So like the recent things we've been recording, that I'm like putting the Geordie in there because it's who I am. It's what I do.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, it was Americanized words, so I'd try and sound like Alex Turner and even have the hair flicked back. And it was like I'm like Keiran, get a grip.
I fucking love Arctic Monkeys though. They're my favourite band. Oh, I love them so much. So how old were you when you started like taking music seriously?
When I started taking seriously, 18, I think. Yeah. When I first started uni. So when I've been 18 when I first started uni. Is anyone 18 when they first started uni? Is that natural?
Yeah, you are 18, aren't you? I think you're 18. Yeah.
About then.
Oh, nice.
Started in like bands and stuff, and we're doing covers, and a few originals, and I don't know, the band formula never really worked for me. Like there's always people clashing, and I was just like, so that's why I went solo, just me and my guitar, and then I don't know, I was writing songs where it was like probably need a band, and then I had like former bandmates and other people offer to play for us, and it took a while, but we're actual like full lineup now sorted. So yeah.
You seem like you all work together, especially from that live session. You look like you're all in perfect sync.
Yeah, I see it, and like I know it's under my name, but I want it to be about as much as everyone else. It's just about me. Like I don't want to be like I'm Keiran, but like on me.
Yeah.
Like, they're like family, really. Especially now we're doing more stuff together. The more like we are bonding. I don't want anyone to feel left out or anything like that. It's just
yeah. I always think that when I watch like, well, obviously like Sam Fender, like I like how he's brought like Jordan and like everyone like to the front, like in terms of like always thanking him on stage and always mentioning him and always saying like it's not just him like behind the music. Like, yeah, he might write the songs, which is a pretty big part of it, but he wouldn't be who he was without them helping him as well, and them being who they are and helping him along the way. So I like that you like acknowledge everyone else in your life. I think that's really nice.
100%.
What I also want to know is like, in general, when artists are writing music and they're like first finding their feet and they first start playing gigs and stuff, like what is it that helps you to be able to put yourself in a position on stage in front of people, or even release music that with lyrics that are really quite personal? Like how are you so open and like vulnerable like that?
Probably a few answers for that, to be honest. The short of it's probably it's generic to write about love and romance and girlfriends and ex-girlfriends. Everyone's done it. Like, I don't want to be the next person to try and take that on and start writing about it. I feel it all goes back to the first song I ever wrote, which I never released and we hardly really played, to be honest. We were playing it in like the first band I was in, but I got given a riff from the guitarist and the drummer, and I'd never written a song before. And we're like, oh, we're going to do our own song. He has the riff and the drums. Can you put lyrics to it? And then I think it was that week or the week after, a good mate from school committed suicide, and he was only 18 at the time. Yeah, he would have been 18. And what I tried to do was like put myself, if like I was there to prevent it from happening, what could I have said?
Yeah.
I'd probably be, I'm at like an age now where I'm kind of more intelligent and more harnessed towards male mental health. I'd probably be able to write about it a little bit differently, but I don't really want to go back to it. And it's ever really since then, I've always thought, well, it's not just obviously him, it happens to a lot of people. And whether it's older, like your mum and dad, or younger, whether it's, you know, your mates around you, happens quite a lot. And it's not just mental health, it's like I think everyone goes through like experiences when they grow up, like whether it be, I don't know, breakups or adult breakups or moving house and stuff like that. I feel like it's things like people can probably relate to.
Yeah.
And I always try and like pinpoint like the scenarios I've been through, visualize them, and then write about them and be like, supposedly people might be able to relate to it. So
yeah. So it's like you're writing from you're able to do that because you'll know that other people will be able to relate to that.
I hope they can.
Yeah. No, I can definitely tell. And yeah, especially about mental health. And like I was speaking to a band the other week, and a lot of their songs were to do like heavy on mental health, and I thought that was really, really good. And like it's just nice to open up conversations and just be more open in general. But let's talk a bit about where you're from, Newcastle. How was it growing up in the Northeast? Like, if you could have like one point that differentiated you from the rest of the UK, like what would you say about it?
Well, first of all, I've got to like, because I know fine well my mate will be watching this when it's watched back, and you're not from Newcastle, you're from Gateshead. I'm like, yes. What differentiates us, did you say, from the UK?
Yeah.
There's Geordies. I've got to be careful with this one. I feel like we're the salt of the earth. Like, I feel like if someone comes up to Newcastle and you're an outsider, if you're a Scotsman, you're probably going to take one look at the place, think it's England, and then just fuck right back off home because it's not England, Newcastle. But anyone that comes into the place, everyone always says, "Oh, he's a friendly," but we are generally really friendly.
Yeah.
A southerner might come up here, have these sort of ideas because of what I've seen on television with stuff like Geordie Shore, which I didn't really want to get into. And everyone's just like, "Oh, you're so canny." Like, we are just canny, happy people. Yeah. So I suppose that's one thing that differentiates. But then the next thing's just the accent. Because sometimes we'll speak and people will be like, "What?" What does that mean?
Yeah, you are like, because I've been going up quite a lot now. I've been going up since I was like 18, like a lot. And sometimes you still all say words, and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like Joe
Where are
was
you
saying,
from? Not to be an
I'm,
interviewer, but where?
I'm from Yorkshire, so
Right.
but I only went up because I was with someone up there for a while, and yeah, I went up every week, and now all my mates are up there. So it's like I live like sort of between like Newcastle and Yorkshire, and I just really want to move up there. I love it. I do think you're all so friendly, and you can all talk for England, man.
I know. I've got a habit of that. Like I could start asking you questions now. I just Kieran.
I know it's nice though because like my experience like from around here, like I feel like we all are quite friendly, but no one really wants to stop and chat. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
and
been down Yorkshire quite a lot. I say York.
have you? Whereabouts?
There's like, oh, there's a few places. Richmond,
Oh yeah,
Northallerton.
yeah.
I've been them in York a lot as well.
Oh yeah, York's not like where I'm from. Like
I don't
nothing at
know.
all.
It's cool. I like the little Harry Potter street, little bit
Yeah.
Diagon Alley.
Yeah, but Harry Potter, it's mainly filmed in Scotland, isn't it? Harry Potter.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that oh, what's that castle called in?
Panic.
Yeah, that's it. I always used to go
Yeah.
there because I used to go to Northumberland. Well, I still go to Northumberland all the time, see houses. So I always used to make my mum go there. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. So obviously, Newcastle is definitely stereotyped a lot for its drinking culture. But if you were gonna give someone a survival guide for a Jordan night out, what would be your top three things on it? Because they are fucking mental.
Oh Christ! Where's this person from? This, this is
If you're from, I'll probably say Yorkshire because it was quite a culture shock to me.
fair enough. Be if you're a shy person, be prepared that you might be took out of your comfort zone. You don't need much money because I think it's like I was in London last week, and I know like you said Yorkshire there, but quite a stark difference in terms of pint prices.
Yeah.
So now I've learned that it's like you don't need as much money if you're going down London. Go to the right pubs.
Mm.
Do your research on your pubs before you come to Newcastle, because if you walk in something like the Black Garter or Pop World, eyes will open up a little bit. Do your research, look at the pubs, stick to the nicer pubs.
Yeah.
And also do your research and your takeaways as well, because there's some.
That is so true. I like going to Dog and Parrot. That's quite good. I love it there.
The Palace, it's lovely little bar. It's probably my go-to. I've been there since I was, like, 18. Only thing is now I'm starting to feel a little bit old. Like, all these like.
I know. Obviously because of the stereotype of Newcastle and like just the drinking culture and stuff like that. Obviously it's not just known for that, but do you ever feel like maybe it affects like the youth growing up around there?
Probably can do. I loved growing up here. As a kid, you just used to always take a football to the field and just sit, but honestly be there for like 10 hours. Literally just playing football all day and getting the tracksuit bottoms dirty and stuff. When you grow older, I suppose there's that quote, it's grim up north. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's probably, didn't it get voted like the best city 2 weeks ago in the UK? Yeah. There's always that connotation, I suppose, and obviously it's full of the working class up here, like proper working class, which a few people, down the country don't really like, which will always stand up for what's right, etc. Even though I think there's a few cities in Newcastle or towns in Newcastle now that's starting to vote Tory as well, but I don't know, there's just there's that stereotype. I can't really pinpoint what that stereotype is about the Northeast or Newcastle.
I think people are probably just jealous.
I just jealous that they can't afford like the cheap pints, you know. Well, I say
Yeah.
afford. They don't get cheap pints and cheap shots, etc.
I've also noticed your tattoos as well. They're pretty sick. Is there a meaning behind that lady on your arm, or did you just like it?
Aye, it's it's a painting my mum did.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
always kind of wanted to get a tattoo for like just because I love my mum. But obviously didn't want to get mum written on me date of birth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she did like a painting. I think it was like 5, 6 years ago in my old house of Spanish dancer, and that's probably as close I could have got as a tattoo like of that painting. So,
Yeah. That's so cool. So does she do a lot of painting then?
you know what it is? She likes to, but she doesn't. If that makes sense. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that was a one-off where she had a lot of time on her hands, and
Mm.
we still got it now actually. Because she got it like done on a canvas, and I was like, since when can you do stuff like this? She's not done much since, but it kind of sticks out really. And that's why I got it on my arm.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's a bit like Amy Winehouse style.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's kind of that kind of era when she painted it actually.
Was it?
Yeah, I say 5, 6 years ago. It will be longer because I'm 24 now, and I was like in early teens. Yeah, it would have been like that back to black kind of era.
I love her tattoos. She was just so cool, wasn't she?
Oh, no one will come close.
In it, exactly. Exactly. So all your music's class. Absolutely love it. So can we expect anything else in the future?
Yeah, we've got 4. Well, we've got 4 demos, but then I wrote a song yesterday as well,
Oh my god, I'm on fire.
which was sent across, and it was like, there's something there with that one, like, which makes it hard for us because we're doing gigs now, and obviously we need to still kind of gig the EP, but at the same time, like these new ones, we feel so mint about them, and it's had
Yeah, I
such
was
like
gonna
really good
say.
feedback.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, how do we get them in? And now we've got 5. That's like most your set. So yeah, we're planning on releasing a single before the end of the year. And in the new year, we'll be working on quite a lot of stuff. You might see a couple of changes in terms of the socials, etc. Because we've been in conversation this week, and all positive conversations, and
Good. So
yeah,
that to you.
it's going to go in a particular direction, I think.
That's really good. That's so exciting, isn't it? Yeah,
It
like
is, aye.
I'm dead excited.
It hasn't sunk in yet, but I feel like when we start doing what we're going to be doing, that's when it's sinking. Like,
Yeah. That's really weird that you say that because I've been planning to get a dog. Like, it's not the same thing at all, but I'm getting a puppy right tomorrow, and it's been like happening for months and months and months, and now I'm getting it tomorrow. It's like, oh my god, it's actually happening now. Like,
what kind of puppy is it?
I don't know if you'll have heard of it. It's a Cane Corso.
No, I haven't actually. No.
No, they're like big pit bulls, like, but with like a gentler temperament. Like, not that pit bulls aren't gentle because they're lovely dogs. They just get such a bad reputation. But she's kind of like, do you know, like big dogs are just usually like a bit like aloof, like just gentle and goofy.
Yeah.
That's what she's like. But I can't wait. She's coming from Cyprus as well. But yeah.
Oh, that's lush.
I know, I can't wait. But so I know exactly what you mean. Like, you've been holding off, and then when it actually comes, you're like, oh shit, like it's happening.
Yeah, literally.
Do you feel like almost like I sometimes feel like when things this big happen to you, you're kind of like living in a separate version of yourself. And it's like experience on it, like an out of body experience, if you know what I mean.
I get you. Yeah. I suppose everyone's like, especially my dad, like he's always been like, yeah, what son? You'll make it. You'll make it. I'm telling you, you'll make it. I've always been like, aye, dad, aye. Right. But like a lot of people have said like you don't believe in yourself enough, and I feel like that's just me. I'm just like laid back Larry kind of persona who just nothing. I mean, good things do happen to us.
Yeah.
Nothing like amazing happens to us. Like I have bits of luck, and I'm grateful for the luck that I do have. But there's a lot of unluckiness that happens in my life. So
Yeah.
I kind of don't expect things to happen. When they do happen, I'm like, oh God, like this is happening. So for instance, like on stuff that's probably going to be happening, it's like it just hasn't quite hit home yet. So it probably will at some point. I just don't know when.
Yeah, that's so cool. That is so cool. Right. It's been amazing to talk to you, but I've got a quick fire questions round, just 3 quick questions. I say they're quick, right? But everyone I've spoken to, they've just not been quick. So but they're like more like laid back sort of questions. So first one, are you ready? What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Oh my God. This. Yeah. When I think I was like 9 or 10, I had a reoccurring dream for 3 nights. And like I even like slept at my cousin's on the 3rd night. I still had the same dream. I had this dream where, you ever seen wrestling before?
Wrestling?
WWE.
Oh, yeah.
There was a fella called The Undertaker back in the day.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Nah. And I kept having this dream that he was like chasing us and he was after us. And I couldn't understand why. And it was kind of haunted. It got to the point where I was getting a little bit upset.
Yeah.
You know, I was really young. And I stayed at my cousin's last night thinking, oh, I'm staying somewhere else, and I've escaped the dream. And my cousin had this quad bike farm, like for quad bikes and motorbikes. And the dream happened again. He was chasing us on this quad bike, and I was on a motorbike in the front. I was just like, get away from his man. And I woke up like just tears in my face and like, why were you in my dream? That's probably the weirdest dream. It always sticks out.
Oh God, yeah. I have really vivid dreams every night. Like honestly, it's like exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like sometimes I'm like, I actually think I might need to get help from these dreams. So second question, do you believe in second chances?
Second chances? Depending on what circumstance, yes. I'd say no strongly to some things, but there's things, because I write about kind of about this.
Yeah.
So there is that chance of redemption, but at the same time, in particular circumstances, no.
Yeah, I get that. It's like a hard question, isn't it? Because it's not so straightforward.
No. All these things keep it in your head, like, but what if it was this? And I'm like, oh yeah.
Not now. So last one, I need to ask you this because you're a Geordie. What's your favourite Greg's order?
Corned beef bake, and orange Lucozade.
Oh, standard.
And probably a yum yum if I'm feeling.
Oh, fucking love yum yums. Oh my
nice,
God. So
but I'm gutted because my side order, like, you know, if you ever wanted like just something to fall back on, the sausage, bean, and cheese melt.
Yeah.
They've stopped them.
What?
They've stopped them. I'm devastated. I'm not sure if you like sausage, bean, and cheese melts, but they're getting, what do you call it, discontinued.
What? They do the vegan ones?
I know.
That's fucking. That's not on, Greg.
They'll keep the sausage rolls, but it's the sausage, bean, and cheese melts.
That used to be my favourite. Because I used to eat, I don't eat meat anymore, but when I did, I used to have that, and they've done the vegan one now, so I'm like, oh, fucking buzzing.
And I like the vegan sausage roll as well, by the way. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's good. That is really good. Well, it's been so nice to talk to you. And I am so excited for your future. You're going to smash it. And yeah, you just have to believe that you're worthy of these things, man, because you are.
Thank you.
And I'll certainly be at your next gig with Joe, probably.
Love it. Thank you for having us, and good luck for your future, because this is mint. I love it.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Your support genuinely does mean the world to me. If you have enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to give this episode a big thumbs up, and also comment down below, because that really helps this channel out, and it really helps get this music out there to people who I feel need to hear it. Look, I also have created an Instagram page for these podcasts. Yeah, I don't know, it feels a bit mad to be doing this still. Like, I'm just enjoying it so much. I hope you guys are too. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week with another episode.